which is actually nothing but a variant of a CLA. It is a CLA, but how do you combine and what way you combine, that only changes the depth of the tree, the fan out and the long wires between any two levels. Okay. Fine. So now, as I said, that my aim is for having a very fast addition is to have no carry propagation at all, because it is carry which actually takes the delay, which actually limits the speed of my addition operation, parallel addition. Okay, so I'm saying that let me not be bothered about carry propagation at all. And we have tried every possible way in which you can reduce the carry propagation to minimum possible. So either by having a doubling the hardware, pre-computing the carry and then selecting, or depending on the combination, skipping the blocks, variable sizes of the block, then calculating the carry right from the very beginning, computing all the GNP functions at every bit position. And then we say, okay, we are able to bring in a lot of parallelism, but still carry propagation we are not able to eliminate. It is coming, though it is getting reduced, but it is coming. So the problem is not for a short or less wide address like or 4-bit, 8-bit. This is not a problem. Problem is mainly for wide address, 64-bit address. Okay, or wide 128-bit address, where you actually need a very high, very fast addition. Okay, so for small bit additions like 8-bit, 16, 32-bit, whatever we have discussed till late, generally it would suffice. But if you really want a very wide adder where carry propagation, even if you have reduced, still there would be a substantial carry propagation, I have no other chance but to go for finding out a very different manner. And here we start from the very basic, that is a number system. So finding out a new technique by changing our number system. So in our normal situation, we follow a decimal number system. And this is how we understand the word also. So normal day-to-day calculations, we do it in a radix 10, where you have a digit set from 0 to 9. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 till 9 is there. So there are 9 different digits. And after that 9, you start having a combinations. So 1, 0, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, we start having a, so my digit set is only comprised of the 10 different values, that is from 0 to 9. And I call it as a, because it's a, I'm calling it as a radix 10. It's not because the digit set there are 10. Okay, but because of some other reason, because my base would be 10. So I represent any number 2, 1 as 1 into 10 power 0 plus 2 into 10 power 1. So my base is decided by the radix, where radix comes as you multiply it by the positional value. Radix there in the positional value. So 10 to the power 1, 10 to the power 0. If I take base 2, it becomes radix 2. So 2 to the power 0, start multiplying with 2 to the power 0, 2 to the power 1. Radix 3 means you will be multiplying with 3 to the power 0. So radix is finding out, is useful in finding out the positional values. Okay, so I can have the same digit set, but if radix is different, the two values, same expressions will come out to have a different value. They will be different. Okay, so as I said that this is how you represent a base 10. And for computer arithmetic, we have changed it to binary. Because why binary? Because it is much more adaptable to the kind of operation that we have in a transistor, on or off. Digital operation. Every transistor can be easily switched between two stable states, 0 and 1. So it is all computer arithmetic. It was changed from binary decimal to binary. Otherwise, if it had it been an analog computer, there is no need for changing from decimal to binary. Analog means it can still take up any number of values. Okay. So in analog, so when the moment the whole focus shifted from analog to digital, the computer arithmetic changed from decimal to binary. Okay. Now within the binary also we have a problem, because now I want a kind of a carry free addition. I want a carry free addition. Now you can take any two binary numbers. Take any two binary numbers. Any two you can take. Any people can take different numbers. Each one of you should take 2 binary numbers and start adding. Maybe you say 10 to 8-bit numbers you start taking and then add in binary. Please do it, everybody. 2 8-bit binary numbers. It should be some sequence of zeros and ones. It should be some sequence of zeros and ones. Or you can take the worst case combination. That is, one digit is all ones and second digit is all zeros, but the LSB is 1. Take the worst case combination. And then add the two numbers. Just do it the way you do it in a piece of paper. And go on adding. So you will have a carry propagation from LSB to MSB. This is why it's a very simple example that I've given. We all know that. Okay, you will get a carry. So even a binary you cannot resolve, or you cannot have the problem. You are not free from the problem of having no propagation or carry propagation. We still have a carry propagation. So binary does not solve my problem. Binary does not solve, so we have to change the number system. So now we start looking for different kinds of number systems that we have. Whenever you have a number system, a number system is characterized by two things, radix and the digit set. Two things are there. Every system has the two things which characterize a number system. What's the radix or the base? And second is what is the digit set. So I can have, who says that you should not have a number system which is, or should I have a number system only from 0 to 9? No. I can have from -1 to 8. It still is a decimal number system, has a digit set of -1 to 8. I can express my number sets, it will be radix 10. It would be radix will be 10. I can change my digit set. Now I can also change my digit set. There is no, you can say, kind of a hard and fast rule which says that if the radix is 10, the digits should be 10. No. It should not be less than 10, but it can be more than 10. It can be more than 10. I can have a radix of 10 and can have a digit set ranging from, say, -6 to 9. -6 to 9. Who stops me? Nobody stops me. But every representation will have its own pros and cons. So we need to understand the impact of changing the radix and changing the digit set. How does a number system behave? What are the changes coming to picture? And are these changes useful to me when I go to computer arithmetic? Okay. So if you look at just one example, I'll give you. Okay. Yes. So if I give you this example, I have a R of 10, but my digit set is from -4 to 5. I'm changing my digit set, not from 0 to 9. It is changed from -4 to 5. Exactly 10 digits are there. So this is non-redundant. There is no redundancy. I have just the number of digits which is required. So -4 to 5. Radix is 10. So now I want to represent my number. So 295 I want to represent. I want to represent my number 295. And when you represent 295 can be represented because there are negative numbers. So somewhere you have plus, somewhere you have minus coming up when you look at the position sums, the positional values. When you expand the number, so this would be multiplied by 10 power 0, or 3 minus 1, 5. 5 will be multiplied by 10 power 0, minus 1 would be multiplied by 10 to the power 1, and 3 would be multiplied by 10 power 2. So this gives you 300 minus 10 plus 5 gives you 290. 295 is what I understand in a digit set 0 to 9. So 3 minus 1, 5 is an equivalent representation to 295. With radix 10, but digit sets now changing from 0 to 9 to -4 to 5. And it would be a unique representation. I will not have any other representation of 295. 3 minus 1, 5 will be a unique representation because my digit set is comprised of only 9 digit sets. Sorry, 10 digits minus 4 to 5. So it is called as a non-redundant digit set. And in the moment you have a non-redundant digit set, every number combination is a unique representation. Is a unique, so 295 in decimal is equivalent to 3 minus 1 and 5 in this representation with the digit set minus 4 to 5. And I will not have any other combination in this digit set that will again lead to 295. No. So there would be a uniqueness in every number representation. Understood? So any number you can take minus 315 as the number as the slide shows, it will lead to a decimal value of minus 285. Decimal means decimal number system, not the decimal dot. I'm not talking about that comma and dot. Okay. So minus 285 would be represented by minus 315. It would again be a unique representation. So you may change the digit set. You can have it from minus 7 to 7. Now, minus 7 to 7 is not exactly 10 digits. It is more than 10 digits. And when you have more than 10 digits, okay, now the uniqueness goes away. Now I can represent a single decimal number in two or multiple different ways. Like I can represent the 3 minus 1, 5. Now, radix is still 10. And 3, 0 minus 5. And 1 minus 7, 0, 5. They all will lead to the same decimal number. Do it and check it. All of you should do it and check it. Radix is 10. But they all represent the same decimal number. Please do it and convince yourself. Everybody should check it out. Have you checked? Everybody. It all comes to the same decimal. So whenever you have a non-redundant digit set, I will have the multiple representations for the same decimal number. You can represent in a multiple ways. So now, according to me, 3 minus 1, 5 is a decimal number. You will say no. 1 minus 7, 0, 5 is that decimal number. Third one will say no. 3, 0 minus 5 will be that decimal number. So now that there is a redundancy now. So this is known as a redundant binary or redundant digit set. Radix is the same, that is 10. Understood? So how does the number system impact the number representation? So there can be redundancy in number representation and there can be change in radix. And you can convert from one radix to the next radix very easily. We all know that method. We have done it for binary. Now you can change it for any radix. Radix 5, 10 to 5, 5 to 8, 10 to 8. You can change. Any number system can be changed. Any radix can be changed to a different radix by following a procedure. And that procedure is all known to us. Okay. So same method you have to follow. Just like 105 in base 10 is changed to 410 in base 5. Following this method. And this is regarding the numbers 105. Suppose there is a fractional part, then this is the procedure for changing to the converting the fractional part. So you can go through the slides. I request you so that you can understand how to convert any number, decimal number into how to change the radix of any decimal number. Okay. So now we move on to the next thing, that is addition. Now we come to addition. So number system we have understood. So there is as I said, every number system has a radix. It has a digit set. Digit set can be varied and radix can also be varied, and they can be varied independent of each other. They are not related. They can be varied independent of each other. Okay. Now I come to my understanding of an addition as I have done it right from my first class onwards. Okay, the way you do it, so we take two numbers and then we simply keep on adding and then propagating the carry forward. So whatever result comes, that result is again in the same digit set, 0 to 9. Because my digit set is a non-determinate digit set, this has a unique representation. And my final addition is also following. It is also composed of only these digits, 0 to 9. And here you have the problem of carry propagation. We all know. Here we have the problem of carry propagation. So now if I do not want the carry propagation at all, so let me not propagate the carry. Now I am very, very adamant. So I say 9, 9. I won't say there is a one carry. I say okay, 18, write 18. Write 18. 4, 8, 12. Don't propagate carry, write 12. 2, 3, 5, 8, 9, 17, 2, 7, 9, 6, 5, 11. No carry propagation. Now this is an addition where you do not have any carry propagation. So carry free addition or carry propagation free addition. But here look at the sum bits. They are not in the same original digit set. Rather now my digit set has changed from 09 to 018. 09 to 018, and look very carefully. Whatever carry is coming, it is not propagating. It is stored along with the sum bit. Right? Along with it. Now you need 2 bit positions, one to save the sum, other to save the carry. As if you are saving the carry right then and there. This is known as a stored carry format. I call this as a, or this is called as a stored carry or carry saved. The carry is saved, it is not propagated. Or stored carry. But it leads to no carry propagation, but it will lead to the change in the digit set. So, but I want my final answer to be in the same digit set. So now, once this addition has taken place, I need to now convert the final result to original digit set. 0 to 9. I need to convert. So now I have to follow certain steps. So how to bring it back to the same digit set? Now addition is over. I will suppose my addition is over. Now bring it back to the same digit set. So this was my sum bits. Now I have to bring it to 0 to 9. 0 to 9. Yes. 0 to 9. So this was 18. This was 12. This was 10. This was 17. This was 9. This was 11. What I am doing? I am adding. Okay. Okay, we can do it. Let me just do it here itself. So now I have to bring it back. So 18, how do you write 18? A carry of 10. It's a written radix is 10. A carry of 1 means 10 moved to the next position. 10. So if I write this as 8, okay, that means I'm moving the carry of 1 to the next position. I'm writing now 18 like that. 12 is 2. I'm moving the carry to the next bit 1. But I'm not propagating. Are you saying I'm not? I'm just rewriting it. I'm just rewriting it. And then this 5 remains as 5. And I'm putting the carry here as 0. There is no carry over. This is 7. 10 means a carry of 1 to the next bit position. And this is 9. Okay, a carry of 0 to the next bit position. 11 means 1 and a carry of 1 to the next bit position. And now you add. Now you add. This is 8, 2, 1, 3, 5, 1, 6, 7, 9, 1, 10, 1, 0, 1. Everything is fine but for this bit. because it is still not in the digit set 0 to 9. So I need to go through the same process once again. I rewrite this once again. So this is 8. Carry over is 0. This is 3. Carry over is 0. The 3 comes as it is. This is 6. Carry over is 0. 7. Carry over is 0. 10 is 0. Carry over is 1. And this is 1. Carry over is 0. And this 1 comes as it is. So now this becomes 8. This 8 comes as it is. 8 is 0. Carry over, so this is 0. 8 plus 0 is 8. 3 plus 3. So 3. No. 3 plus 0 is 3. Okay, 6 plus 0 is 6. 7, 0, 2, 1. I am able to bring everything in the digit set 0 to 9. And at any place there is no carry propagation. But one addition is now converted to 3 addition steps. 3 additions right from the very beginning. One addition is converted to 3 addition steps. Now your final answer will come after 3 addition steps. But there would be no carry propagation. At any point of time, no carry propagation. Nowhere. So how will you do it? Just whatever carry is coming, take it to the next position and then carry on the process as I have showed you. You can bring the ultimate answer in a 0 to 9 digit set. At any point of time, no carry propagation at all, but your number of addition steps are increasing. Understood? I am able to bring a carry-free addition. So after 3 addition steps, as we were finding out the PG tree, 1 step, 2 step, 3 step. So here total 3 step, and you are done with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bit, 2 6-bit numbers addition. 2 6-bit number addition. Now you can take a worst case combination where there is at every point of time there is a carry propagation. This would have taken the 10 cycles or 10 steps. Whereas here it will take only, even then it will take only at the most 3 steps. You can do it. You can try it out. Take a case where you are adding 2 decimal numbers where at every point of time, every position there is a carry over. Take 2 decimal numbers and do it. Where there at every bit position there is a carry over. And then again do it. And then again do it. So there would be a carry propagation. But then it will certainly not be 6 steps. It will be less than 6 steps. And at any point of time there would be no carry propagation. Just add and then write the results. Adding is simply an AND operation. Or an XOR, just one gate, XOR operation. Sum bit, add, simple add. And then store it, don't propagate. Just store the 2 add numbers, store it, store the carry along with the sum bit and then move forward. Okay, so this is what I actually mean by a carry-free addition. So we can have a carry-free addition and we can gain in carry-free addition provided the number of steps that you are having now, because there will be increased number of addition steps, the number of addition steps are also minimal. It would certainly be more than 1. It would certainly be more than 1. But then if you can do some optimization in terms of numbers, play with numbers and try to bring it within 1 or 2 steps, you will be gaining in terms of delay. Your delay will be less. Okay. Here I am adding whatever I have shown you. Here I am adding the 2 non-redundant digit set numbers. Non-redundant. Can you see I have a digit set of only 0 to 9. I am not taking any redundant digit set. 2 decimal numbers which are both belonging to non-redundant digits. So numbers will be having a unique representation. Understood the concept of carry-free addition? So number says that you can have a carry-free addition provided you are able to have more number of addition steps. Because conversion also requires addition. Conversion also requires addition. So now we come to the redundant. How does redundancy benefit us? So now I bring the same concept to binary. I bring the same concept to binary. So my binary system says that you can have only 2 digits. That will suffice, 0 and 1. Now you can change the digit set. I can have 1 and 2. I can have -1 and 0. Who says you cannot change the digit set? I can change. And I can go through the same process as you have as we have just seen in the in the decimal. Same way it will be changing the system. So now I say let me go to the redundancy. So I am not going to discuss all that because that you can understand now. How to change the digit set. Impact of changing the digit set. Now we come to the changing the or bringing in the redundancy. That is, I require only 2 digits, but instead of using 2 digits, I take 3 digits in my digit set. My binary requires only 2 digits. We have been accustomed to working with 0 and 1. Now I say I will not choose only 2, I will have 0, 1 and 2. I have 3 digits in my digit set. My radix is binary. My radix is 2. But I would be working with, so naturally there would be multiple representations. There would be multiple representations. So now I would say because there are 3 digits available to me, it's up to me now. Earlier 1 bit was representing 1 number, 0 was representing 0, 1 was representing 1, my usual typical way. But now since there are 3 digits available to me, I can use 2 digits to represent 1 number. And I can say 0, 0 will represent a 0, 0, 1 or 1, 0 will represent a 1. Now that's up to me. How do you interpret? And let me say 1, 1 represents a 2. Third bit, 0, 1 and 2. 1, 1 represents a 2. Let me represent it that way. So now I have the 2 bits representing 1 digit. 0, 1 and 2. Now you can take 2 binary numbers and add. You can take 2 binary numbers and add, which are falling in the digit set of 0 to 2. Which are falling in the digit set of 0 to 2. So I have a number and then I can add. Suppose that addition. So suppose addition comes out to be 1, 1, 2, 0, 2, 0. I am not showing you the 2 numbers and adding. I am saying final value is coming as 1, 1, 2, 0, 2, 0. That is again falling in the digit set 0 to 2. Okay. And then you can, now depends because 0, 0 corresponds to 0. This is for digit set, this is a different digit set. Okay, suppose I give you, let me do it once again. Here itself. So you take some numbers 0, 0, 2, 1, 1, 2. This is one number. Okay. Then 0, 0, say 1, 0, 1 and this is 2. And then you add 2 binary numbers which are falling in the digit set 0 to 2. So this becomes 4. This is 2, 1, 3, 0, 0. Answer is not falling in the digit set 0 to 2. Rather it is falling in the digit set 0 to 4. My final answer is falling in the digit set 0 to 4. I can take. And now I need to convert. So this is what I am adding the 2 numbers. And then this is coming. Now you need to add. You have to bring it in the digit set 0 to 2. So this 4 can be written as. Now here a carryover of, because a binary. A carry of 2. That means the second bit is 2. There would be a carryover. there would be a carry over. So I have, so this can be written as 2 and carry over of 2. This 2 can be written as 0 and a carry over of 2. This is written as 0. Sorry. Yes. Okay. A 0 can a carry over of, so this can be written as 1. 1 and a carry over of 0. This is 2 and a carry over of 1. This is 0, carry over of 0, and this is 0. So this gives you 2, 1 plus 2, 3. This is 2, this is 1, and this is 0. Still you are not able to bring it in the digit set 0 to 2. There would be one more step required. One more step required, and then you would be able to bring it in a 0 to 2. Then you would be able to, yes.
Why have we represented the 2 as 0 and a carryover of 2?
Because I am going to implement this digit number system using transistors. Transistors still have 2 states, on and off. But I am representing my digit set as 0 to 2. I don't have 3 states. My MOS transistor, which is implemented as a digital design, will still either be on or off. There would be no third state. So I have to implement this system, stored carry format, digit set 0 to 2, using the same digital technology that I have with me. So my MOS can already be on or off, but in place of one output bit, I can have 2 output bits. 2 MOSes changing on to off. Then I can have a combination. Both off, both on, one off and one on. Now this can represent a 0 to 2 digit set. Understood? You are working with a changed digit set, but using the old technology which is available to you. I do not have a transistor now which has a 3 stable states. I am not working with a ternary logic. I am still working with a binary. But binary is now implementing a redundant digit set. Okay? It's same thing you do in ternary. You do not have 2. Ternary has a digit set 0, 1 and 2. Remember ternary logic. Base 3. Ternary is base 3. But there you implement the circuits using MOS transistors only. Because then you represent every bit by, every output by 2 bits, 2-bit combinations. Okay? Clear, Sakina?
The 2 plus 2 we have written 4. There you have represented as 2 and a carryover of 2. The next 2, couldn't we represent it as 2 and a carryover of 0?
Yes, it can be.
Okay, so it's
You can do it.
redundant.
You can do it. Yes. But the moment you have a, remember that when you write, when you get a 10, you don't write it as a 10. So it is possible. It is possible. But this is a redundant digit set. As I said, this can have a multiple representations. This can have a multiple representations. Okay. So now you have now a system where you can play with the positions. So now this is something which I can use to my benefit as a designer. So number system, it is not something that I was told that you don't change the digit set 0 to 9. No. Now I'm told that you can change. You can change. You can bring in redundancy. Now how do you change? That depends on your creativity. Use it. Use it to change as you wish. But there is a possibility to change, but interpret it accordingly. Interpretation should be accordingly. The final result should not be a wrong value, as you understand it in a digital. In a decimal. Ultimately, we understand this word only in terms of decimal. Even binary we convert to decimal and then we understand. The final answer is always in decimal. My analog understands Because my DSP works with the digital domain, but then ultimate interfacing with the world is all analog. Ultimate interfacing is all with analog. Okay? So now I'm saying that with this value, okay, I need one more step, and then you can convert, you can represent 2 by 2 bits. I can go through this process. And then finally I can say, okay, this 2 is coming at this position. So my 2 bits positions will be, both will be 1, 1. My both outputs will be high. This output will be 0 and 1. These 2 bits will be 0, 1 or 1, 0. These 2 bits will be 0, 0 because 2 bits will be corresponding to 1 output. 2 bits will correspond to 1 output. But as I said, ultimately we want an answer which can be easily understood. No doubt you can understand any representation once you know the process. But then ultimately, we want it to bring the way it is normally perceived by any user. We want to bring it to that format. And in that process, we also want to minimum the power, we also want to minimize the delay. And we also want to minimize the number of addition steps I require. Because I want the delay to be minimum. I want the power to be minimum. I want everything. I am very, very greedy. So how can you choose a number system which can lead to that? You are still working with a binary. Your technology is still implemented using MOSFETs. So now looking at what you are going, in which you are going to implement, can you modify the system to your benefit? And this is what we are going to do. Okay. So now if you have this 0, 0, 0, 1 and 1, 1 combination, and now if I add, I take this number 1, 1, don't look at this example. I take just this number. Suppose you have two numbers. So let me say 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. I'm taking some arbitrary number 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1. And I'm adding, two binary numbers I'm adding. And now if you add, this comes out to be stored carry format. I'm saying this is 2. Okay, this is 1, this is 2, this is 2, 0 and 1. This is my number. So I have a number 1, 0, 2, 2, 1, 2. Okay, and then I convert it to by 0, 1 digit set by using this representation. I need to convert. I need to bring it to my original digit set 0 to 1. Though I have implemented my addition in a digit set 0 to, final answer should be in 0, 1. So that's what I do. I convert. And you know how do I convert? My conversion relations are given here. 0 will be 0, 0. So 0 is represented as 0, 0. Okay. 1 I would represent 0, 1 or 1, 0 combination. Now there is a redundancy for me. And 2 I will represent as 1. So if I now go with this rules, this 2 can be represented as 1 carry over, 2 bit. So the MSB position bit will be my carry, LSB position will be my sum bit. 1 can be represented either as a 0, 1 or a 1, 0. Here I can choose. So 0, 1, I will not choose a 0, 1 because this will give me a 1 here and a 0 here, and this 1, 1 will again lead to 2. My aim is to have a 0, 1. A sum in the bits of 0 and 1. So I will make it as a 1, 0 combination of 0 here, and this would be changed to 1. Carry over would be 1. Let me choose now because there is a redundancy in my representation. Okay. So this 2 can be again a 0 because you already have a 1 here. So this would be 1. This can be again a 0. Sorry. 2 is a 1, 1 combination. I think I'm making a mistake. 2 is a 1, 1 combination. Let me do it once again. So this is 1 and this is 1, 0. 1 is 1, 0 combination. So 1. So 2 is 1, 1. So 1, 1. So this is 1. This is 1. 0 is 0. 1. 1 is a 0, 1 or a 1, 0. 0, 1 or a 1, 0. So it can be 0 and this can be 1. I'm not choosing a 0, 1 because 0 carry will come here then, and 1, 1 will give 2 again 2. As far as possible, try to choose such that maximum number of bits come as either as a 0 or a 1 in the sum situation. So when you add, this is 1, 1, 2, 2, and this is 1, 1, 1. Now you may say, had I taken a 1, 0, it would not have yield any problem because anyway I am going for third addition step. So now here is your choice. Here is your decision. Anyway, you are going for the third addition step, because this is first addition step, this is second, and then one more step is required. One more step is required. So I can again go back. Now you can see now as you carry on this process, this may take even 5 to 6 addition steps. It will not benefit you. Is it benefiting because you are adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 digit number, 2 6 digit number, and you are finishing it in 6 steps? Where are you saving? Are you saving? No. So bringing in redundancy is still not helping you. Bringing in redundancy is still not helping me. So now I have to look for a digit set which can help me. Because this 0, 1, 2 is not helping me. So we change the digit set, and digit set is changed from 0, 1, 2 to minus 1, 0, 1. Now I am changing my digit set. I am still working with redundant digit set. But my digits are now minus 1, 0 and 1. Now I can still represent them as 2 digits. Okay, I can say, okay, my digit set is minus 1, 0 and 1. So there is a redundancy. So it's the same thing. You are working with 3 digit sets, 0, 1 and 2. 0, 1 and 2. So I bring a mapping between the two and I say, let me represent my 0 is still a 0. Okay, my 0 is represented as 0, 0. That was earlier case. Okay, my 2 was there, 1, 1. I say let me represent as 1, 0, because if you multiply by 2 to the power 0 to the power 1, 1, 0 will automatically give you 2. It is compatible with that kind of a positional counting. So let me represent 1, 0 as my 2. Then for 1, I have 2 choices. Because 4 combinations are possible. So I can say 0, 1, if you take 2 to the power 0 to the power 1, if you put in the place value, 0, 1 will give you 1. And 1 minus 1 will also give you 1. Look here. Choosing the digit set 1, 0, minus 1, the combination also yield to whatever value you desire. 0, 1 and 2. 0, 0 gives you 0. Minus 1, 1 or 0, 1 gives you 1 when you take positional sums, so positional place values into account. And 1, 0 gives you 2. So this is one benefit. Second benefit is when you start using this notation. Now this number 112020, or you can take even this number. You can do it anyway. So 112020. Now you can, if you convert, it is 0 comes as 0. Now 2 comes as 1, 0. So 0 and 1 carry over. Okay. This 0 comes as 0, carry over 0. 2 comes as 1, 0, so 0, carry over. And 1 can be represented as 1 minus 1 or 0, 1. Now it depends on me what I choose. If I choose a 0, 1, then 1, 1 will give you 2. Let me choose minus 1 so that when you add, the minus 1 and 1 will cancel. So here choice will help me. My decision is going to help me. So instead of choosing 0, 1, I would be choosing 1 minus 1. 1 minus 1. So 1 minus 1 gives you 0. So can you see when you finally convert, all digits are in a register 0 to 1, and can see that there are minimum number of strings of 1s. Mostly the digits are zeros. Most of the digits are zeros. And within one addition step, you are able to finish everything. Just 2 addition steps. One is original. Second is this. And you are able to finish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-bit, 2 6-bit numbers addition. 2 6-bit addition numbers are added within 2 addition steps. Using carry safe format or stored carry format, carry free addition format. So this is how you can choose a wise number system to your benefit, so as to make computer arithmetic very fast. And how does this string of 1 will help you? Minimal string of 1. How will this help you? Because where will it help you? In multiplication. Because when you multiply with 0, answers are always zeros. You add with 0, the same number will come format. So when you keep on adding multiple additions, remember in multiplication many partial product rows are there. You add them. There were so many numbers, 10 numbers to be added together. Suppose 10 PP rows. There if are all are zeros, within no time you will get your answer. If all PP rows are 0, within no time you will get your answer. Multiplication will become damn fast. Or not, because what is multiplication ultimately? Addition of too many numbers. 10 numbers together. So it's actually addition which is becoming highly fast. And the moment you have a 1, then you have to do, there can be a carryover possibility. So I have to choose a number system where it leads to more number of zeros in the final output. Because this helps me in addition. And this digit set -1, 0, 1 really helps me in achieving that objective. So you are still working with binary, but you are working with a redundant digit set with a digit set of -1, 0 and 1. You could have worked with digit set 2, 3, 4. Nobody stops you. You can say 8, 9, A, just as you have an hexadecimal. A, B, C, D, hexadecimal. After 9 you have A, B, C, D. Nobody stops you. But then choosing a wise digit set is always going to help you in making the operations fast. Okay, clear? So we shall move ahead in our next class. Everybody has taken his sheets from my office, Pilani campus. I hope Goa students have also got your sheets back.
No, ma'am, I have not given actually till now.
Okay, you may distribute, sir, if you have corrected. So
Yeah,
let
ma'am.
us get there, any rechecks you get. And then
Yeah, ma'am.
finally after that you can submit all the marks.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Yeah,
And then we can decide for the mid-semester grading.
yeah, ma'am. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Write your